This week on Report on Conditions, we'll cover a 4-alarm commercial structure fire in Rubidoux, give a huge shout out to a dedicated group of fire service cyclists, and offer some life-saving tips about the injuries associated with leaving children in hot vehicles.
Stand by for reporting conditions.
Welcome to this week's edition of CAL FIRE Riverside County Fire Department's Report on Conditions. I'm Tawny Cabral. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when we upload new episodes and other exciting stories. Here's a recap of last week's statistics covering July 26th through August 1st, 2021. CAL FIRE Riverside County Fire Department responded to 3,856 incidents. Of these, 401 were fire calls and 3,230 were medical emergencies. Let's take a look at a few highlighted incidents from last week. Just after 5 p.m. on Wednesday, July 28th, Riverside County Fire Department dispatchers received multiple reports of a commercial structure fire at the 5700 block of Mission Boulevard in Rubidoux. The first arriving chief officer reported a single-story, 4-unit strip mall with heavy smoke showing from one of the suites. You'll see in this video clip that as resources arrived and began fire suppression, fire conditions were so extreme that all interior crews were pulled out and went into a defensive attack mode. Simultaneously, a total of 4 alarms equaling 26 engines, 4 ladder trucks, additional chief officers, all arrived on scene to assist, including firefighters from Ontario, Corona, Riverside City, and Marietta Fire Departments. After nearly 5 hours of suppression efforts, the fire was declared contained at 10 p.m. that evening. Losses were estimated at approximately $5 million. At 8:30 p.m. on the evening of Friday, July 30th, firefighters and CHP's Helicopter 60 were dispatched to reports of a water rescue in the area of Red Cloud Road and Interstate 10. The East Desert was hit very hard by an hours-long stationary thunderstorm over the area. Firefighters arrived to report a passenger vehicle stranded in 4-foot floodwaters flowing at approximately 10 miles per hour with 2 occupants and 1 dog stranded. Firefighters performed a tethered swimmer rescue and brought all to safety. The stranded motorists were evaluated at the scene and declined treatment and transport to the hospital. Just before 12:30 p.m. on Friday, July 30th, firefighters were dispatched to reports of a residential structure fire at the 27200 block of Arla Street in Moreno Valley. The first arriving engine company reported an outside fire that had spread to the interior of a 2-story home.
Hi, my name is Captain Bell. I'm with the Riverside County Fire Department in the city of Moreno Valley. We arrived today to a 2-story single-family dwelling structure fire with possibility of victims trapped. We went ahead and did the primary and secondary search. We determined that no victims were inside. I'm going to make an aggressive interior attack. It took about 22 minutes in total to extinguish and contain.
The fire caused approximately $250,000 in damages with a save of $300,000. The American Red Cross responded to assist 3 displaced adults. No injuries were reported to civilians or firefighters. Our final highlighted incident this week takes us to the Rubidoux Valley area, where shortly before 6 p.m. on Saturday, July 31st, a vegetation fire broke out behind the Mission Village Senior Apartments at Mission Boulevard in Amarillo. The first arriving engine company reported about half-acre burning at a moderate rate, pushed by 10-mile-an-hour winds out of the southwest. Quick and aggressive firefighting efforts halted the fire from spreading beyond 7 acres. Resources remained at the scene approximately 3 hours for mop-up. No injuries were reported.
According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, children dying from heat stroke in cars, either because they were left or became trapped, has increased in recent years. In 2018 and 2019, a record 53 children died of vehicular heat stroke each year. Here are some tips on keeping children safe from injuries caused by being left in cars. Make a habit of always looking inside your car before locking the doors. Remember, park, look, lock, and always ask yourself, where is the baby? Get into the habit of always locking your car doors and trunk year-round. The temperature inside a car can reach over 115 degrees when the outside temperature is just 70 degrees. While all types of vehicular heat stroke deaths are preventable, the third leading cause in these deaths, knowingly leaving a child, is the most preventable. Never leave a child alone in a parked car, even with the windows rolled down or the air conditioning on. A child's body temperature can rise 3 to 5 times faster than an adult's. If you see a child alone in a vehicle, make sure the child is okay and responsive. If not, call 911 immediately. If at a public place, have the facility page the car owner over an intercom. If the child is not responsive and appears to be in distress, attempt to get into the car and assist the child, even if that means breaking a window. In California, a person may take any reasonable steps that are necessary to remove a child from a motor vehicle if the person holds a reasonable belief that the child's safety is in immediate danger from heat, cold, lack of adequate ventilation, or other circumstances that could reasonably be expected to cause suffering, disability, or death to the child.
Today's strong work goes to the Rubidoux Cycling Club, who is riding through Riverside County this week on a cross-country ride from Santa Monica and ending in Brooklyn, New York. This nonprofit organization promotes physical and mental wellness in public safety and participates in cycling events across the nation.
So we're raising money for severely wounded veterans through the Gary Sinise Foundation. We're raising money for firefighter cancers through the San Francisco Firefighters Cancer Prevention Foundation. And we're raising money for the families of firefighters that have succumbed or in need through the Fire Family Foundation. And the Friends of Firefighters Foundation out of New York is specifically devoted to the aftermath of 9/11, both cancers, PTSD, things that are still going on today, 20 years later. So we started from the Santa Monica Pier, and on August 1st, we are going to finish on September 9th, and that's 41 days, but it's 35 rides, averaging about 100 miles per day. The reasons that we're doing this are because the firefighters that have succumbed to cancers or have fallen in the 9/11 attacks, they went through a very, grueling thing before they died. That's something that being in a grueling bicycle ride is minor in comparison to somebody dealing with cancers or family members that have been lost to 9/11 attacks or fallen after cancers from working on the pile in New York. So that's the least we can do, is to put ourselves, yes, we're putting ourselves a little bit at risk, but it's been through support of all of the cities that we've come into, like Indio. That's something that we can't thank you guys enough for helping us to get across the country.
That's a wrap for this week's Report on Conditions. To stay up to date on significant incidents as they happen in Riverside County, follow @CalFireRRU on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Did you capture any photos or videos from an incident or event? If so, email them to us at rupio@fire.ca.gov. From your CAL FIRE Riverside County Fire Department Public Affairs and Community Education Bureau, thanks for watching.